Welcome to Peak Life. I'm Amanda Jackson, Director at the Chesapeake Public Library System, and with me today is Angela Gaskins, Branch Manager at the South Norfolk Memorial Library. Welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me today.
So we're here today to talk about the Conversation Club. First, what is the Conversation Club?
Well, the Conversation Club is a new program of the Chesapeake Public Library. It's made possible by the American Library Association in conjunction with Dollar General. With our program, we're going to be able to bring in people who are not who don't have English as their first language. They're learning English, and we'll be able to have conversation group with them so that they're able to come in and just practice speaking English with a group that is comfortable for them to be in, and they all have the same goal in mind, to become a more competent speakers of English and to be able to go out in the community and interact with other people and make themselves more valuable in the community.
So what gave you the idea, because this is your baby, you started this program, what gave you the idea to do this?
Well, it comes from way back. Before I was a librarian, I was a school teacher, and I had an internship in Tennessee, and I had an opportunity to hang around some people through Catholic Charities who had just come to the country, and they only wanted to be with me to talk so that they can learn from me how to speak English and how to say things the way we say it. And I feel it's a very important thing for people to be able to feel comfortable in the country they live in and to be able to interact with other people. So I felt if the money was there for us to do it, and we looked out in our community and we saw a need because there's so many people in the city of Chesapeake, especially in the South Norfolk area, who are not from this country and they're speaking another language. And because of that, they're not part of the community as we see ourselves being a part, because they're left in the house during the day while the breadwinner is out making money, and they're not able to speak with other people, so their language skills are a little lacking. So this will give them an opportunity to meet other people and to become more fluent English speakers.
Right, because you're right. When you have a language barrier, when you go somewhere and they don't speak the same language as you, it does make you feel left out. It's hard to be integrated into your community and feel like a real part of it if you feel like you're missing something along the way.
Yeah.
So with the Conversation Club, there are other ways to learn a second language. You can take a more formal class. Why conversations?
We didn't want to do anything so formal. I come from a teaching background, but I'm not a language teacher by any means. So in this club, it's going to be a more relaxed atmosphere. We're going to start virtually, so we'll be having meetings on Zoom, but we hope that in January and going forward, we'll be able to have in-person meetings at our libraries. But in the club, you don't have to worry about how well you read or how you sound to other people. It's to become more comfortable speaking to other people who speak English. Because I know for myself, if I'm speaking to someone who speaks Spanish, I feel like I'm lacking, because I took Spanish in high school, and that was many, many years ago, and I've forgotten a lot of words. So, for someone who's going to be able to meet other people who have the same desires that they do to be more inclusive in the community, I think it'll be a game changer. And I've seen people, for instance, in outreach, we were going to a community, Sturbridge Village, and we were helping with food distribution for the school system during the Easter break. And a woman came home from work, and I was asking her if she was on the food distribution list, because the children in the neighborhood said she had children, and she couldn't understand what I was saying. And I found on the list through the kids in the neighborhood that, yeah, her kids were on the list. But people like that who go to work and they're around other people who are also Spanish speakers, they don't get an opportunity to talk to people who speak English. So when you come to the group, you're with people who not only speak Spanish, but they speak English. And in the group, everyone's going to be speaking English. It could be broken English, it could be perfect English, but we learn from each other.
That's a great point, and I really like your story because you're talking about the schools. There are a lot of things that if you have a language barrier, there are a lot of really functional things that you can't do as effectively as someone else. You can't advocate for your kids in the schools.
Exactly.
You can't go to the doctor and get the same information. I mean, you're really limited by that.
And that touches on some of the topics we're going to be talking about during the clubs. It's not formal like a classroom situation, but it is structured so that we're talking about different topics each week. And we're going to start off with a session, getting to know you. So people within the group can get to know others. They'll get to know staff from the library. We have Jean Cooper and Janice Green who are helping with the club. And we may have some involvement from Old Dominion University's Foreign Language Department. But we will mostly expect people in the group to have a desire to learn to speak English better. So we will speak in English, but we're going to have people who understand Spanish so that they can understand if our participants are having some issues that we need to work on. And hopefully when we start talking about the topics like schools and jobs and self-improvement, it'll help them along the way so that if they have a concern about how to talk to the teachers at their child's school or how to fill out a job application, we're able to help them. And we've also been talking to some areas, groups like FACE, Family
And community engagement,
Yes.
yeah, they've worked with us.
Yeah, and they have interpreters and they have a need for our group because at the beginning of the school year, they want the parents to be able to help their children by filling out their paperwork correctly. So we're looking at possibly trying to help them by having some programs in conjunction with them to help that process move along.
So you're basically creating a relationship.
Yeah.
Because part of that is trust. I mean, any of us have tried anything new know that you feel you really feel inadequate when you start something brand new. You feel nervous, embarrassed, anxious, and knowing that you're in a safe space, you're with people who will celebrate you and will try to help you out, it definitely helps build that trust, helps build that comfort so you don't feel quite as nervous.
Yeah, we do want to build trust in the community. One thing I noticed from going to Sturbridge is at the beginning, people don't trust you. They don't know why you're there. And a lot of people may not know the library as we know it in our country, and they're not familiar with the services we offer. So through integration with our programs, they can get to know the library and develop a trust in what we have to offer them and know that we're there to help.
So this is about a long-term relationship with the library, making sure that everybody in Chesapeake recognizes the library as a place for them and has something for them.
Yeah, we want to be an inclusive organization within the city that has something for everyone. So not only our program is for adults, so we're looking at trying to help people who are the breadwinners, the caretakers, to be able to go out and earn money, to advocate for their kids, to become community members, to do things in the community they want to do, but there's a language barrier. Mm-hmm. So hopefully through the years, as this program develops, we're able to win more people who are advocates in the community who come out and help us and be a part of the club would be wonderful.
So that brings me to a great question, most important question probably. How do I sign up for it? And then if I do want to help, if I see this and I'm like, wow, this is such a great project, and maybe I have a little bit of a background in a foreign language, or maybe I've traveled to a foreign country and I understand how complicated it can be to navigate a world where that is not your first language. How can I participate?
So what we're going to do, we have a web page within the Chesapeake Public Library website. And on the web page, you can get information about contacting me at the library. We're looking for people who can volunteer to sit in the meetings and help us speak to people in English. We're also looking for facilitators, so people who can volunteer an hour a week to help facilitate the groups and have a background and speak in a foreign language. We'd love to have them.
And if I don't speak English as my first language and I want to participate as somebody who is going to gain more English language skills, I can visit chesapeakelibrary.org, and under our events page, I can sign up.
Yes. And on the events page, the dates for the sessions are going to be on the calendar, and you can go to the calendar, click on it, and register for the classes weekly.
Well, this is wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. As you can see, the library is always an advocate for all of our community. We'll hope you share this information with individuals you think might be interested, and check us out on ChesapeakeLibrary.org.